Good day, everyone. Welcome back to your Thursday episode of the Hybrid Fitness Media Podcast. Charlie Botterill's on. He just kicked some ass in Birmingham, as well as some other races, and we have a great chat. We talk a lot about how it's going for him. We have some cool Elite 15 ideas. Plus, a quick update this weekend. Please watch our Instagram channel. We will be at LT Games. There are a lot of athletes you know and like there. Lauren Weeks, Dylan Scott, Jack D Fitness, Chris Rogloski, Tara Jackson, Tara Jackson, Janelle Teal. Anyway, some cool CrossFit athletes. So they have a live feed, which I'll be linking in the future. We'll have behind the scenes stuff on the Instagram. I just put up the posts of which athletes are going. Dave from OFX and the Not So Live show just put up an interview with Wes from LT Games. Go listen to that. But let's get to my interview with Charlie. Away we go. What do your English friends call you?
I think Charlie is probably the best way to say it as well.
But it
depends where they come from.
But it's not quite Charlie, is it?
It's if you're from a fairly well-off area, like a posh area, it's Charlie. Like you really pronounce the CH more.
Right.
Then it's Chaz, Charles, some people call me.
Right.
Even though my birth certificate says Charlie, not Charles.
Like our king.
Exactly. So
now, when they play God Save the Queen, I'm sorry, it's still God Save the Queen to me. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to say our king. What do you say?
Well, it is king now, obviously, but I do remember when the whole Queen incident first happened, the first set of like international football fixtures, or soccer for the American audience, and everyone missung it as Queen still, and there was a bit of a hoo-ha about it. But no, like I think everyone's used to saying king now.
I will never do it. I will never give up on my Lilibet. Sorry. That's my queen.
She was around for like 70 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, she really set the standard of monarchy, no?
Oh, yeah. She's like longevity. She's like the Hunter McIntyre of, or the Tim Veenish of like the monarchy. Like Tim's been in HYROX since 2017 and she was in charge since like World War II.
I'm sure the royals would be so flattered that she's been compared now to Tim Veenish.
Well, we've got to make it some sort of hybrid reference, haven't we?
We sure
Otherwise,
do.
It wouldn't be a hybrid fitness podcast.
Well, it is in fact the Hybrid Fitness Media Podcast. You know, I quite struggled when I started this show because, you know, my mate Ian was like, "Well, we're calling it fitness racing over here." I'm like, "We're calling it hybrid fitness over here, or hybrid fitness racing." So it was a bit of a struggle. I think the sport is fitness racing. I think we've all decided that, but can't change now. I just think it still works, right?
Yeah, I think it's all one and the same, really. Like everyone knows what you're on about when you say fitness racing or hybrid fitness racing or HYROX or Deca or Spartan or whatever.
So you and I got to hang out some over there, and since then, apparently you just went on a tear, my friend. You just decided, Birmingham, I'm fucking throwing the fuck down.
Yeah, it's been a good 3 weeks. Is probably the best way to put it. 5 races and 5 quite good races. So, yeah, I figured like after Hamburg, I may as well kind of string 3 weeks together post Hamburg and just see where I can land, and it's gone quite well, really.
So after Hamburg was what?
So after Hamburg, I went and did Dansk, which was on the Sunday in Poland. So I did the men's pro there, and then flew out to Valencia the following week and did the men's pro on the Friday and the Saturday, and then flew back and did the men's pro doubles last night, so Wednesday night. And then this weekend I'll be racing 1 or 2 more times, and then I'll have a few weeks off.
Well, it's 2 p.m. your time now. Are we? We're not in British summertime anymore, are we? Are we in British fall time?
We've got, I think it's 2 more days and then the clocks change. So
Okay.
still summertime for 2 more days.
Okay. That's unfortunate because I do a lot of business over there, so it's better when we're 5 hours than when we're six. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. Um, Better than the Aussies, which are like 14 ahead.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, I'm on the phone with Matt Locke, and it's usually like 3 a.m. there. That he does not stop working.
Oh yeah, I was texting him this morning, and like he's meant to be on like leave at the moment, and he was replying to my text very quickly, and I was like, you should probably go and crack on with your holiday.
Right.
So
So I guess that brings up a extremely important question. Does Charlie, in fact, have a license?
yes, so I did check with Matt, and they're going to be releasing something that kind of explains it a bit better, which is good. But I did speak with Matt, and I am all clear. I signed my license before the race in Hamburg, and I got all the necessary paperwork done. So I'm all clear for
Yes, I
post
can't.
January, which is nice.
Yes, I don't want to say too much because I'm actually going to release this episode today. Um, and the word is something is changing. I don't want to say anything because maybe they change it again, but something is changing since
Mhm.
the news was broken yesterday.
Yeah, I think everyone like instantly reacts to things, and there's always someone that blows it out of proportion, like just because it's a story. Um,
You're not saying
not
me, are you? I just gave the
Oh no,
fact.
I'm not saying you, but like there's going to be people that like will like say something and then someone else blows it out of proportion, and then everyone all goes to that. But it like I spoke to Matt, and it does all make sense really. Like I think everyone, I don't know this for certain, but I think everyone that raced in the elite race in Hamburg, we all had to sign our licenses before that race anyway. So I think everyone in that remit is fine. But then also I can't, because I know that Cole Learn, I think,
Learn.
hasn't signed. I saw he put a comment out that maybe he's not signed his yet before his time in Boston. Um, so I'm not too sure on what happens with everyone who's not done the elite race in Hamburg. But I know that everyone, or at least I think everyone, is covered for Hamburg.
Well, listen, something is changing. They're putting it out today. I think I know what it is, and we can talk a bit more afterwards. But I'm glad to know that you're all clear. Um, the um, the post that Ian put out today talked about your doubles time, which I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I'm not big on the country records. So
Yeah.
second fastest time ever is amazing, and I'll support that. But I'm not really into
Mhm.
fastest UK time by someone that lives in Australia but spends summers in Ireland. Um,
Yeah.
but the point was that you went really fast, but you already have qualified. Are you set on who you're racing with? Elite 15?
Yeah, so me and Ollie, my partner from Hamburg, and then obviously Chicago, we're going to go to Melbourne and then hopefully try and get one of those top three spots there. And then I know that Jake and Alan have already qualified, so I think they're all set with each other there as well.
So it's just sort of like a fun and hey, just in case one of our partners gets injured situation, or if both
Yeah,
of our
well,
partners get injured.
I think Jake's got like 5 different times in the top 20 now. I know he's got me, he's got Alan, he's got Jake Dearden. We ran with someone else as well. Oh, but yeah, like he's on the top 20 times, like 5 times. And then
Yeah,
I
so
think
just
Saker Arning on the women's side, she's got like 5 times in the top 20 as well. So she's uh she's got a lot of options too.
so the last thing you said to me on the record in Hamburg was it's coming, right?
Yeah.
So what was coming? What changed? It's a very short time, right? So what came? What changed for you?
What what came? Well, I knew going into Hamburg like I was the fittest I've ever been. Like it's the summer I've had. It couldn't have gone much better. Like just I didn't really get ill at all. Like my sleep was better, my like life balance was better, and just after Hamburg, that doubles, I felt like really strong, and I just knew that I kind of, if I could go out there and execute the next couple of weeks, that I'd be in a spot where I'd be in the Elite 15 solos and the doubles. And thankfully, I think I'm now 11th in the solos and then fourth in the doubles. So thankfully, unless 10 people go and run a really quick time in Stuttgart, I'm pretty safe at the moment. But I'd like just everything's just taken a bit of a step up now. Like I think, I don't want to say like I've cracked the whole like training code, but I think I've implemented some new things and they're helping me, which is good.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that's really great about the race at the pointy end, as they say, is someone can think they have it figured out and then sort of get smacked in the face. And the sport is still too new to say that anything I think works or doesn't work over time, right? Because we've seen the swings. I think many people wrote off Hunter, and he was a few wall balls away from winning it again, right? After a
Yeah.
strategy that did not work the year before. And we know the swings that our friend Dylan can take. And I think it really it's what's keeping the sport really exciting.
Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like everyone like attacks training differently. And like the way I look at it is you've got a spectrum, and on one side is volume, and on the other side is intensity. And we all fall somewhere along that spectrum of how we respond to training. So, for instance, if you look at the top two guys in Hamburg, Dylan Scott is all the way over on this volume side. Like the man trains lots and lots more than me. But then if you look at Ronkovic, I don't know his training in full, but from what I've seen, he trains a lot less than Dylan, but his intensity is a lot higher. And that's the best thing about HYROX. Like with marathon training, it's going to be volume. Like everyone knows that. Same with Ironman training, whatever. But in HYROX, you get so many different people all along this spectrum. And I think that's what's made it so great is that there is no like blueprint way to train for it. There's so many
Right.
different avenues and things you can go down. And like some guys and girls are running over 100K a week, and some are literally running. I think Linda Meyer runs like 30K a week, 40K a week, and she's like the world champion. So it's like that's what keeps the sport so entertaining is that there is no correct way to train for it. If that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
and I think if you remember, as recently as I feel like a year ago, the complaint people were saying with the whole Elite 15 concept was like, oh, they're keeping everybody out. And clearly that's not the case. Like people are popping in. I mean, I'm certainly glad they changed it from 2 times to 1, but I think people still thought, well, like, oh, they could still just run a fast one in Berlin and then do another one. But we're seeing, certainly with the doubles, a lot of new faces. But even someone like yourself, I think it's proven. I think like people give HYROX a lot of crap. I think especially in England, because you guys have sort of, it's been there. The intensity of it's been there longer than it has for us. And I think they do a lot of things right. And making the adjustment from 1 to 2 races certainly was a smart move. And we're seeing newer athletes come in. I mean, I can't remember. Are you officially signed or not officially signed?
Um, if this is
He's
coming
wearing,
out today, if this is coming out today, then mm, probably can't say it. No.
well, let's just say that deals are being signed from newer
Yeah.
athletes, right? You are currently wearing a swoosh on your head and a swoosh on your chest. So, and for the audio listeners, that could be any swoosh. I don't know. It could be pointing that way. I don't know. Um, but anyway, the point is, it seems like the sport is maturing. I think kind of right on time. I think, interesting. I think it was, yeah, it was Till who said we're going to see completely new names in the next couple of years, and I don't think that's true. We're already seeing a difference from 2021 and 22, what the Elite 15 looked like, but I think it's not going to look completely different in the next 2 years. We're going to see some names, but then a lot of the names are going to stay the same. I think what he said applies to 21 and 22 more than it does to now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, and obviously it's going to develop further and further. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 years' time we have a dozen majors a year and it works in a different format.
Oh,
Like, but I think 2 years ago you'd have the same guys going to every single major,
right.
like, and maybe 2 or 3 would change. But now, just because the level is getting so high, you're going to have guys and girls peaking for that one major, and like the people in it are going to change massively. And even with travel and whatnot, like I know that in Melbourne, a lot of the, on the guy side at least, a lot of the guys in the Elite 15 at the moment aren't going to go because they're either qualified or they want to peak for another race.
Right.
And it's like you're going to see that a lot more now. And the guys at the top and girls at the top are going to probably stay fairly similar in that like top 30 with a few people coming in and out. But the makeup of the majors is going to change a lot between those people in the top 30, just with who's peaking for what, who wants to travel, who doesn't want to travel.
Well, yeah, and there's also literally 100 races this year when before there were 20 races, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or 30 races, which means an X amount, only an X amount in your region. So, yeah, what was I going to say? I love the idea of more majors, more opportunities for you all to win money and to showcase you. I'm not, how would it just be only one person qualifies from each major then? How do you, I mean, I know we're completely just spinning here, but what do you think if there was more, if there was 12 majors or 10 majors?
Well, I was sitting down, like, I live and breathe HYROX. Like, it is my entire personality at this point. But
You are wearing 7 wristbands.
yeah,
And is that just for this weekend? Or like
well,
I know
if
Meg used to wear hers to remind her of like her best times, or I don't know if she still does, but this was years ago.
if I'm honest, it's like if you rock up to a race with all the wristbands on, they must let you in. Like,
They don't have the fancy new one like we had in
no,
Germany.
I think that's only for the majors.
That was so cool, man.
Like, I love that, and I thought they were going to do that for every race, but no, like, it's the standard ones for these other races. But like, I was thinking for the like this whole majors system, and I was sitting down, and you could spin it so many different ways. Like in soccer, football, you've got the leagues, you've got the Champions League, you've got the cups, you've got everything, and you could do that with HYROX. Like, I HYROX, if you're listening, this is a great idea. Many brands are getting involved now. Obviously, Puma is the brand for HYROX, but you're seeing people wear Gymshark, you're seeing wear Adidas, you're seeing people wear Nike, you're seeing people wear all sorts. I've even seen like Joma, which is like a Spanish brand, I think. But you could have,
What about Velite?
or yeah, or Velite or
Is
anything,
that what you call them? It looks like Velite to me, but apparently it's
or
Velite.
Velites or Velites. In the UK, would call them in the UK would call them Velites or
Really?
Velites. Yeah,
Just because you like to be different,
yeah. Everyone in the UK is just different.
right? Like we say Adidas, as in my Adidas. Like there's a song called
Yeah,
My Adidas, and we actually say Puma, and you guys
yeah.
say
We
Puma.
say Puma or Adidas. Um, but no, like, and I was thinking you could literally have like you could have the Elite 15 majors like 4 a year or whatever, but then you could also have like you could expand it out so much and have 10 different majors, but it's like, let's say Nike have 3 males and 3 females, and you send 2 of your males to this major and 2 of your females to this major, like it's a team, and you get points depending on where these people finish, and it's like a whole promotion and relegation system. Like, you like have 8 like teams, like Adidas, Nike, Gymshark, whatever. They send their players, the athletes, to these majors. They score points depending on their position, and at the end of the year, there's a league table, and like that brings so much more like money into it from these different brands, because at the end of the day, like brands will want to win the like HYROX world title for this team thing, but like there's so many different ways they could
So
play
how
it.
would that? So I like where you're going with this, but you can't call it like what do you call it, like the Puma Cup? But
Or
they allow all the other brands because like that's the thing for them to say like, okay, we're giving you visibility for this brand that we've spent so much money on, right?
Mhm.
So if you, it seems like countries the same way football
Yeah,
works would work more than brands
yeah,
necessarily.
or yeah, like you could do countries, or you could just do like whatever. It like there's so many different ways you could spin it, but it's like, for instance, Super League Triathlon. Um, like they do loads of events a year, but they'll send different people in their team to different races. And like there's, or even like if you look at like a soccer team, like they'll send different players 2 matches, and then one week a player will be in the squad, one week they won't be in the squad, and like it, because the sport is so new, like all these other sports are so developed. Like American football's been around for decades, soccer's been around for decades, rugby's been around for centuries, whatever. Hyrox can expand into so many different avenues at the moment. So I think that's one thing that could happen in the future, like a sort of league-based team event as well.
Yeah, I think there are people who think Mo and Matt and those guys might sell, but I feel like it's kind of like the Facebook thing. Like you don't sell when something's really cool. Like even though it's worth X on paper, Hyrox is like the coolest thing in fitness right now, right?
Mhm.
Which also, I don't know if you saw the other day, but like also makes certain people cringe, and that's fine, right? There'll always
Yeah.
be that. Um, but the dollar figure would have to be so massive, right?
Mhm.
Like it's worth hundreds of millions, but don't take the hundreds of millions because it's actually worth more because it's cool and because the
Yeah.
potential is still so big. And I think I've said this multiple times, but like that's the thing with OCR for those of us that go back to those days is that OCR had a lot of eyeballs on it, but it never had this potential. It never had,
Mhm.
it had one brand, it had Reebok who invested, but it didn't then have Nike, Adidas, all these other brands saying, well, how do we get involved? They were like, cool, what's this thing in the mud? Right. Um, so uh interestingly, Puma just announced, I saw like the first of its kind, and I'm like, but wasn't that what the nitros were? Weren't the nitros the high rock shoe? The elites or whatever they were called?
Yeah, I saw that as well, and I'm not sure if, based on that teaser video they posted, maybe like the sole of the shoe is like
Right.
sticky.
That was the kind of the only thing was
Like,
like it looks like they made the grip different on the bottom, and somehow
yeah.
that's different. I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, you've probably, I don't know, your mates who are in the Elite 15 are gonna be wearing them, right?
Well, like if you look closely at the Elite 15 from Hamburg, you can see there's a few prototype shoes being worn from various different people.
Right.
Um, and I think a lot of brands are going to start doing that. They will play around with different things in these elite races with the elite athletes. But I think, did they say it was going to be February for that Puma shoe?
I don't know. I just saw the kind of the preview coming. Let's have a look
Yeah.
here.
So like, I think it was February they said. So you're probably going to see that worn from the Puma athletes at the Phoenix Major, is what I'd probably say.
All right, let's pull this thing up. The magic of screen share. The
First,
first the first of its kind,
yeah,
vintage shoe built for the sport. Faisal gave it a bunch of eyeballs. Little shout out Faisal.
yeah. So February 2026. So I think the Puma athletes will probably wear that at the Phoenix Major. is what I'd say.
Look at everybody simping for Puma. Center, till, everybody's just on it.
To be fair, if you leave a comment, you might get a free pair. That's that's what I always used to do. I always
Wow.
used to comment on things and one day hope that they DM me and just send me a free pair of shoes.
Yeah, so even there, Puma Running says grippy. So we're guessing the same, the same body, the same midsole, like all the stuff, just this grippy bottom. I mean, I don't think people were
Yeah,
complaining. I don't think people were complaining they were slipping in HYROX, were they? That wasn't the complaint, was it?
if I'm honest, I've never actually worn a pair of the Puma shoes
Look at
for
you.
HYROX.
Look at you.
In all 53 races, I've never worn Pumas, so I can't actually tell you what they're like on the sleds and whatnot.
But I'm just saying, if you're wearing basketball shoes, if you're wearing your Jordans, like people who did the very first HYROX, I remember people's shoes were falling off. But that was the very first HYROX in Chicago 20, Dallas 20, 2021. Some of the elites didn't know what they were doing. But now I feel like that's not necessarily an issue. I actually just bought some Ultras that I'm wearing for lifting and that kind of thing. But do you think for 5 miles of running, it's probably still too much, right? I shouldn't wear those in my race.
I think it all comes down to personal preference. Like the shoes I wear at the moment, a lot of people probably shouldn't wear them just because they're so aggressive. Like they're gonna mince your calves essentially. But that's just because they're a 5K shoe. But yeah, I think there's certain shoes you just probably shouldn't wear for HYROX. Like I've seen people run around in like Nike Metcons or like some lifters, and I'm like, your knees are gonna really hate you for that. Like they're
Right.
great for squatting and great for like thrusters and whatnot. Running, not really.
Right. Um, yeah, well, it'll be interesting. And as you probably know, they plan these shoes like a year ahead as it already is, right? So to get like they're behind the eight ball, all the companies are behind the eight ball with HYROX. So now they have to get on board. But again, it's great news that you guys have more opportunities to make money. There's more sponsorships, more races. You probably saw Dylan sponsor 10,000, was like, hey, we're just going to put on a race with a bunch of burpees, right? And so that kind of thing is going to pop up more and more. I'm doing something called the LT Games this weekend, and
Is
Noble
that
is
the one you're streaming?
yes, I'm not streaming it; they are,
They're streaming.
but Noble is giving out shoes for that. So
And like it's good because like it just levels up everything, doesn't it? If more brands are getting involved.
right, that's what I'm
Just
saying. So are you at home right now? What town do you live in?
so I live in a town called Wallingford. Well, no, actually, I live in a village or a parish called Crowmarsh Gifford, which
Love
is
it.
so in Oxfordshire. So that's where I live. But no, I'm currently at my friend's house. We were at the HYROX together last night, and I'm just staying at his for a couple of days, and then I'll be back
One
there tomorrow.
Yeah, one thing about English towns, they sound exactly like English towns. So that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. What's the name of your town? What's the name of your village again?
Well, Crowmarsh Gifford.
Crowmarsh Gifford. So will there be a day that I enter the limits and it says home of Charlie Botterill, do you think?
Don't think so. I might get a bench in the park, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll get any further than that.
I mean, I'm not saying a statue, but just a home of as you enter the town. No. Who's the most famous person from
No.
your town so far?
Well, in Wallingford, which is like a Crowmarsh and Wallingford are essentially the same thing. Do you know Agatha Christie?
Of of course.
Agatha Christie is from Wallingford,
Okay.
and it's also where William the Conqueror from France is where he crossed the Thames to invade London as well. It's a
Okay.
fun fact about where I live.
William the Conqueror and Agatha Christie. Those are two.
Hmm.
Wow, that's impressive.
So, but yeah, it's a lovely little place, right on the River
So,
Thames.
so you're gonna run again tomorrow, and then we won't see you until Australia.
I run on Saturday.
Okay.
So as of recording, it's Thursday, and then yeah, I might do an open in Madrid or somewhere like that. But yeah, then you won't see me again until Melbourne.
Why would you run an open in Madrid?
Just a bit of training, bit of testing, just a bit of fun, really.
Okay. Um, and then let's say you qualify. Would you then still come to Phoenix?
Oh yeah, like it's the way I look at it is you never know how many of these like majors you're going to get to go to, and if you can, like I don't have a kid. I live at home with my parents. Like I've not got many responsibilities of an adult. Yes, I've got bills to pay and whatnot, but I can afford to go to these things. And at the end of the day, you never know when your last one's going to be. So yeah, if I qualified in Melbourne, I'd still head to Phoenix and I'd still head to Warsaw, and then hopefully head to a few more next year.
And what's the English regional again?
What the London race, the Olympia one?
Yes.
Um, I'm not entirely sure on how that's going to work. So I know it's the anyone that holds a European passport can do that one. Um, but then I was thinking about it, like I'm not sure how that would work for doubles partners. So, for instance, if random world, like let's say Hunter McIntyre did it with an English guy, I'm not sure how that would work if one person holds a European passport but one person doesn't. Could that doubles team then run in both the European one and the American one, or could they just run in neither?
That's
So I'm
another
not sure how.
question. That's another question for you to ask your buddy Matt Locke. That's a great
Mm.
question.
And then I was also thinking if you're, so for instance, I think I don't know that their passport situation, but let's say Bo Wills, obviously I think he lives in Switzerland, but I think he also holds a New Zealand passport. So, like, how would that work as well? Is what I'm curious on. Like, obviously, I could only do the European one, but like I've heard a few people say if their partners are split, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
they need
so
to. I'm sure they need to make a declaration about that at some
to be
point.
fair, it probably is somewhere in the rule book. I just probably haven't read the small print.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like the London one, I'm not sure if it's just the Elite 15 grid, but just for the Europeans, or if it's like similar to what the last chance qualifier was in Barcelona, where it's just a
Right.
free for all and it's just anyone can enter.
Right.
First place takes it all, kind of thing.
How old are you again?
I've just turned 24.
Okay, so listen, when you make some cash after you place in this next major, I need you to put a flat down, put a deposit down on a flat,
Hmm.
move out of the parents' house.
Yeah, I've got plans on getting my own place
All
in
right.
2026.
Come on, man. I'm telling you, once you do that, your whole life is gonna like
Well,
rocket ship.
to be fair, I moved out of home when I was 18,
Yeah.
and then I lived away from home until I was 23
Oh,
when I was
okay.
back home.
So just best. Okay. All right. So you have done it. All right. Well,
Mm.
I
I've lived
still.
abroad on my own, so
Oh, where'd you live?
I lived in France for 6 months, 7 months.
Parlez-vous français?
Je parle un peu de français, mais ne sais pas bon. That's about it. I
Okay.
don't
Me
really,
too.
I
That's me
don't really
too.
remember much French.
That's all I do. Can I tell you that I really want to learn German though? I spent 3 days in Berlin after I last saw you in Hamburg, and I was like, this is amazing.
Oh, it's such a good language. A simple word can be like so long. Like geography, like as in like geography, the globe
Right.
is like I think it's Naturwissenschaften.
Right. Just
And it's like
beautiful language.
it's just such a good word.
Right.
But yeah, like they have such good words. Like
Yeah. And a
potatoes,
lot.
kartoffel.
What's that?
A potato is kartoffel.
Yeah. Potato salad is Kartoffelsalat.
Yeah, it's great.
And I tried to speak it like at the coffee shop, right? So like I'd get uh um what do you call it? Latte mit Hafermilch. That's oat milk, right?
Huffermilch.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good word.
Right. It's just for oat milk and just, I was just picking up little words here and there and it was just a beautiful city. I went for a run. I was up late because my time never changed. So
Mhm.
it was very cool. I would like to go back next year.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it there as well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there'll be a major there next year, but I'll probably go to Germany for a race.
Right. All right, Charlie. Thanks for hopping on short notice with
I
me.
know. Thank you very much for having me, as always.
Hey, there you have it. That's my chat with Charlie. Check out the LT games this weekend. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love you. Miss you. Mean it. I've got you running. Guess what else? Every day above ground is a good day.